Hello, welcome to our sixth lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about some of the looks buttons. So we are going to start with this one right here. Say hello for 2 seconds. But you know what I'm going to do first? I'm actually going to come over here and I'm going to make sure that my bat, there we go, is facing in a direction I want him. It's much easier to show you this way. Okay, so say hello for 2 seconds. Let's see what that looks like. Hello, and then it goes away. So let's do that again and count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So he says hello for 2 seconds. Let's change that. Let's have him say, I love books for 1 second. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, let's try something a little different. Let's have him, instead of saying, I love books for 1 second, let's just have him say, I love books. So he's saying it and it's not going to go away because there is no end block. It's not saying stop. It's not saying, let's do this for a certain length of time. He's just saying, I love books. So let's get rid of that. And let's have him say it again for just 1 second. Okay. Now, instead of having him say it, let's have him think it. So that looks a little bit different. You can see there's little thought bubbles coming up instead of the little speech bubble. So you can use that to differentiate between something your sprite is thinking and something your sprite is saying. So let's see how we might use that in our code here that we already have. So I said that my story is about bats in the library. So it's about a bat who goes into the library and reads books and he has a lot of fun. So let's see what this code looks like just to refresh our memories. He's flying around, he's bouncing off the walls, he's having a lot of fun, and he is just doing this on repeat over and over and over again, 10 times. So let's have him do it and then say, I love books. Let's have him say it right here. Let's see what happens. Bounce, I love books. Bounce, I love books. Bounce, I love books. And he's going to do this 10 times until he runs out of repeats. So that is our looks and our thoughts. Nice and simple. You can have your sprite say or think anything you want, and you can have them do it for any length of time that you want. I could change that 1 second all the way up to 99 seconds, I believe. So that's just over a minute and a half. You can have your sprite saying the same thing. Of course, you can combine this with repeat buttons. You can combine it with wait buttons to have them say different things at different times. So let's get a little bit more advanced with this. If you want to just keep it where we've been, you want to just practice what we learned already, great, stop this video now. If you want to get a little bit more in depth, let's talk about how maybe we could have, let's have the bat have a little conversation with himself. So he's going to say hello for 2 seconds, and then he's going to say, is anybody here for 2 seconds? And then he's going to say, I hope I'm not intruding. And then he's going to say, I'm so excited to read. So let's see what this looks like just as it is. Okay. There we go. Our bat had his little conversation. Now, let's see what that would look like if I dropped some weights in here. So if I want my bat to wait 2 seconds between when he says, "Is anybody here?" So he's coming into the library, he's saying, "Hello, is anybody here?" And then he's going to wait for a response maybe before he keeps talking. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, so you might be saying, well, what's the difference between having him wait for 2 seconds or just increasing this to 4 seconds? So I'll show you. If we just increase this to 4 seconds, what's going to happen is he's going to say, "Hello, is anybody here?" But that text bubble isn't going to disappear for 4 whole seconds. And I want him to be quiet to pretend that we're waiting for a response. So that's why I'm dropping that wait button in there, or that wait block in there. See, the text bubble went away, goes away. And then he says, "I hope I'm not intruding." So you can play with that, put weights, you can put repeats, you can put whatever you want. So if I wanted him to say, "I'm so excited to read" at the end of this 3 times, that might be when I use the repeat button. Maybe you want your fellow to say "yay" a bunch of times, or maybe you want him to say something else a whole bunch of times. That is when you would use the repeat button. Now again, you saw when I did that, how that text bubble did not disappear between rounds of him saying it. So watch. "I'm so excited to read." He's going to say that 3 times for a total of 6 seconds. But because we don't have a wait button in here, that text bubble is not going to disappear between rounds. He's just going to go right back into saying it immediately. So let's pop another wait button in here and see what that looks like. See how it disappears? So it's like he's saying it multiple times instead of just once for a really long time. Okay, so that concludes lesson 6. We have done the say and the think buttons or blocks. And in our next lesson, we are going to get a little bit crazy. We are going to do switch costume. All right, so I will see you in our next video.